Linear workflow is a powerful computer graphics technique that involves eliminating gamma to more accurately reproduce how lights and colors interact in the real world. Cinema 4D-R12 makes it easier than ever before to adopt a linear workflow. So easy, in fact, that it's enabled by default for new scenes. Scenes from previous versions of Cinema 4D open with linear workflow disabled, because you'll have to adapt the scene to get similar results, usually by removing a lot of light. You can enable or disable linear workflow in Cinema 4D within the document settings, which now appear each time you open a scene. This is just a simple example, but take a look at this scene, which was designed with linear workflow enabled. If we turn off linear workflow, we get similar results to previous versions of Cinema 4D. The scene looks really dark because the lights aren't adding together accurately as they would in linear space. To brighten it up a bit, we'll adjust the global illumination gamma. Notice that even after compensating for the brightness, the resulting image is muddy and has a bluish tone, compared to the clean look of the linear workflow result. In a non-linear workflow, you'd have to add more lights to try to achieve the clean look of the linear workflow result, so linear workflow saves time when setting up and lighting your scene. It also saves time when rendering too, because fewer lights are being calculated, but also because you don't need as much anti-aliasing or as many samples in grainy effects like area shadows, ambient occlusion, or QMCGI sampling. Linear workflow is powerful, but it's also incredibly easy to use within Cinema 4D. The OpenGL view of your scene accurately represents the results of linear workflow, and you can choose to input colors throughout Cinema 4D in sRGB or linear space. Either way, colors are accurately displayed throughout the application based on the color profile you specify in the preferences. The standard sRGB profile is used by default, but you can load your own or link to the monitor's profile. Color profiles contain precise information about the gamma, white point, and gamut of a particular output device, so you can be sure your image is accurately represented. Color management extends to images too. If an image has an embedded color profile, it's automatically used. Images without an embedded color profile will automatically use the document setting, or you can manually apply linear or sRGB color profiles to each individual image. Of course, BodyPaint 3D now supports color profiles as well, so you can assign a color profile or convert between color profiles with ease. When it's time to output your renders, 32-bit renders will automatically be output with linear color space. If you're outputting to an image or movie in 8 or 16-bit depth, you can choose any color profile, and your render will automatically be converted into the specified color space. Linear workflow is ideal for compositing 16 and 32-bit renders, and Cinema 4D's multipass images now mix linearly. If you need to maintain your 8-bit compositing workflow, you can disable the linear workflow option in the document settings and work just like you always have. With supported formats like TIFF, PSD, JPEG, and PNG, the color profile will be embedded. As you view your render, or any image sequence, the picture viewer in Cinema 4D-R12 automatically adapts the color space of the image back to sRGB or whatever color space you specified in the view preferences. If you want to see the actual colors stored in the file, simply disable the Show Color Profile option. With comprehensive color management and effortless linear workflow in Cinema 4D-R12, you'll be creating true color photorealistic images fast and frustration-free.